Okay, so now I'm going to go over the research paper assignment for the Child Development 100. So I'm, like the other ones, going to share my screen again. So this is Canvas once again. So this is the main page. So whenever you log on to our Child Development 100 online course, this is what you'll see. You'll see all of these modules. Go ahead and click on our research paper module. This is the assignment. This is the assignment. So this is the actual written assignment for both the rough draft and the final draft, and it has the grading rubrics in it. We also, in order to help you with APA, have a checklist, and we also have a quick reference guide. In addition to that, in our Child Development Success Guide, which is the PDF that's right here on page 54, we have a formatting paper for you. So if you're still really confused about APA, you could literally download this and look at a formatted paper already. It gives you an example for it. So if you were able to use that, then you would have a really good head start on APA. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the research paper with you guys, and then I will go over some helpful hints for writing APA style paper. So once you go to the research paper, it's once again a document that you can go ahead and you can open. It opens, and I will show you guys. So here is the Child Growth and Development research paper. The rough draft is worth 10 points and the final draft is worth 30 points. Right here are some really great ideas for how to help you write this paper. So first, in the first couple weeks, find a topic that's relevant to child development that has interest for you. It could be anything from breastfeeding to cyberbullying to the role of technology in children's lives, the importance of sports, and how children develop. Anything that's really interesting to you that you would also has relevance within the child development field. So think of something that's interesting and then email me with the topic. I want to give you focus. I want to give you direction. So if you pick something as huge as cyberbullying, I'm probably going to say, hey, let's refine it to an age group. Like, how does cyberbullying affect middle childhood or adolescents or children, younger children than that? And then maybe we'll even, refine it further than there. Typically what I find is either people pick a topic that's so incredibly broad, like cyberbullying, that their paper is in all different directions because they don't have an area of focus. Or they pick something that is so small that they don't actually have enough information in order to write 3 or 4 pages on. So by emailing me, I'm helping you and I'm supporting you. I'm giving you focused direction. I might even give you some resources or areas that you should look at in order to support your paper. Then you should probably format an outline. So if you're going to do cyberbullying, you could do the effects on cyberbullying. You could do the effects of physical development, social emotional development, how it affects how children grow, something like that. So making an outline and writing down the areas that you'd like to learn about will help you focus your research as well. Once you actually organize your paper, though, on your actual written paper, you're going to have an introduction that describes the topic, questions that you might pose, like, is breastfeeding really important for children? What is the rates of formula feeding? Things like that. Then you're actually going to have the core of your paper, which is the scientific and research-based evidence that you have found. Scholarly books, databases, things like that. You're going to research, you're going to summarize, you're going to tell me what you found. So if it was about breastfeeding, rates of breastfeeding, how breastfeeding can help with asthma, or allergies or something like that. If it was cyberbullying, the effects of playing Fortnite on children, or the decrease in physical development when children are online too much, something like that. Then the last part, the last paragraph, is to tell me about what you were talking about. So did you agree with them? You can have an opinion in the last part. You don't typically want to hear a lot of you or your voice in the research or introduction. You're just telling me about what you learned. But in the very last part, you can tell me about if you agreed with this, or you can, if you were talking about technology, ways that children can use technology wisely, or ways that technology can be supported within the classroom, or things like that. So you're going to draw conclusions, and you can also put yourself in. So we are going to talk more about plagiarism as well. But just remember that APA format includes a title page, abstract. So that's your first page is an abstract. I'm sorry, your first page is a title page. The second page of the paper is an abstract, which clearly and concisely tells me what the paper is going to be about. Then you'll probably have about 3 pages of actual writing, and then you'll have a reference page. So all in all, your paper will be between 6 and 10 pages long, because you also have a title page, an abstract, and a reference page as well. So we have some resources here for you. We have a tutorial. This is a great video that will show you how to do it. The Purdue University in Indiana has a fantastic site called OWL, the Online Writing and Learning Center, or something like that. They're fantastic. So if you had a really, you wanted to cite my lecture, I said something in your lecture and you think it would be perfect to put in the paper, or you heard something at somebody else's lecture, or you read something fantastic, you don't know how to cite it, going to OWL, the OWL site, OWL, right here, at Purdue is going to be your best bet for getting the information on how to cite things. So here is our rubric as well. So the rough draft grading rubric, it's 10 points. So if you want to do it, this would be a fantastic opportunity for you to get 10 points and also get some feedback from me, because I will be grading it. So when you're doing this, each thing is 1 point. So if you have a topic and you describe it, 1 point. If you have a question or a good introduction, then that's 1 point. If you have scientific evidence that's documented and explained to me, so from a database or a scholarly paper or a book, that's 1 point. If your research is relevant, it actually applies to child development and the topic that you picked, that's 1 point. If you address the questions, that's 1 point. For your opinion and the conclusion, if you draw conclusions that are appropriate and to the paper, and you address the questions, those are additional 2 points. Then for APA, if you have a title page and an abstract, that's 1 point. And if you have in-text citations, that's 1 point. If you have a reference page, that is 1 point as well. This was an easy way for me to try to break it down for you guys, what I expect to see on a research paper. When you do the rough draft, I will grade it and I will give you feedback. I will tell you, oh, this source is great, or this source seems a little bit problematic. Why don't you try this database to search for your topic? I couldn't give you hints and help or additional research or areas of focus that you might want to go on. So I highly, highly recommend that you do the rough draft. A lot of times people will see this 10 points and they'll think, oh, I don't have to do it. It's only 10 points. It's not going to make or break my grade. I would really suggest that you guys do the rough draft in order to get the feedback from me at the very least. Because when we get to the final grading rubric, so this is the second part of this piece of paper, so here's the final grading rubric, it gets a little bit more intense. So I give you 7 points for your introduction, 10 points for your research and evidence and in-text citations, 7 points for your opinion and conclusion, 6 points for using APA and in-text citations and having a reference page. If your paper does not have APA standards, I will return it. If I think you've plagiarized, you'll have to go to disciplinary action. But if you just didn't use APA or you used it so incorrectly, I will return it so that you can write it again. If it's not on time, it's 15%. I'm sorry, 15 points or 50% off right off the bat. You're only going to get 15 points if it is late. So this is all the information. I tried to keep it clear and concise. And now what I'd like to do is show you APA as well. So we are going to go back to Canvas. Okay, so we're back on Canvas. And we are back at the research paper. So what I just went over with you guys is this research paper document. So that is the grading rubric, and that is the outline that I am expecting to see. We also have this APA checklist, which might be helpful for you that are struggling in writing academic papers. So we have a reference guide. So it's telling you about your margins. You're using 1-inch margins, 12-point font. Don't give me 15-point font, trying to make it look a little bit longer. And your font shouldn't be super crazy. It shouldn't be hard to read, like Times New Roman, sans serif. Anything that's really easy to read is going to always be best in academic papers. I'm always looking at these on a laptop or a desktop, and so you want to do something that's easier for us to be able to read, clear fonts. should be double-spaced as well. There's a running head, there's titles, and I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. So we have this checklist to show you what the margins are. They're 1 inch, 12-point font, double-spaced, but we also have this quick reference guide that's going to show you exactly what it looks like as well. So what you're going to do is we have these 4 boxes, and this represents the an example of 4 pages that you could do in your paper. So on the first page, this box right here, it says 1. You're going to give me the title of your paper, Cyberbullying in Children in Middle Childhood. Then your name, John Doe, Child Development 100, Palomar College. Then at the running head with the H lowercase, you're also going to meet the title again. So Cyberbullying in Middle Childhood. Then on the next page, so page number 2, you're going to give me the title again, Cyberbullying in Middle Childhood. Then you're going to give me an abstract. So this is where in less than 200 pages, you're going to tell me what the paper is going to be about. This paper is going to be about cyberbullying in middle childhood and its effects on children's physical development, something like that. Then in your actual paper, you're going to have the title on all of the pages and page numbers, and then you're going to have heading. So this is going to tell me your introduction. Then you'll have a level 2 heading. It could be something like physical development in middle childhood. And then another level 2 heading could be lack of physical development when children play too many video games. Something like this. So these headings are helping you to organize your paper so that I can read it better and I can see the research that you have. Then finally, you've had a couple of these pages. So you've had the actual body of your work. You've had your introduction. You've had the body with the evidence that's relevant to your paper. Then you're also going to have a conclusion. So you should probably have at least 3 pages of actual writing that you're doing with headings and introductions and research. So there's about 3 pages of that. And then the very last page will be your reference. So this will be where you had a book that you read, or a book that you cited, or a scholarly paper, or a policy paper, or even a web article that you have retrieved from the internet and you have given me appropriate references. If you need help with the references, the best thing that you can do, once again, is go to the OWL site at Purdue, and they will show you exactly how to do all these references. It's a really wonderful site. It's from a university, so we know that it's being done correctly, and we'll tell you how do you write out last names, how do you write out the first initial, when does the publisher's information, what if it's a web article, and it will help you with all of that stuff. So once again, this is the video for your research paper. So to get more information about it as you write it, the first thing you're going to do is download and read this information. That's the rubric and the instructions for your research paper. Once you have a topic, you're going to email me and I'm going to help you find focus and direction. You're going to make sure that you have relevant research about child development that comes from an appropriate source, and then you're going to put it in an APA checklist. If you need help with this, I'm a great support to you. So are the people at our Child Development Department, but one of the biggest support systems is our Tutoring and Learning Center here. We have them at all of our campuses. So this Rancho Bernardo campus, the Escondido campus, the Paula campus, and the San Marcos campus, we have tutoring and learning at all of those centers. Most of the time, you can just walk in and you can get support on this. So if you have a paper that you're struggling with, bringing everything that you have and getting that free individualized help is going to make sure that you do better on this assignment. So if you're new to collegiate writing, or you're new to being in college, or you're returning after many years away and you're just confused about how to write a paper, using these models that I've had for you, the research paper, the checklist, and the reference guide, and then going to our Tutoring and Learning Center is going to be the best step for you guys. All right, that is it for this video. I will see you guys in our discussion boards and online on campus. Thanks so much.